Hello, welcome to this course in how to pass the 2013 version of the PRINCE2 Foundation and Practitioner exams. I'm Simon Harris. I've been helping people pass these exams all this century. When the practitioner exam was essay-based, I was one of the examiners, but not now. Both the exams are multiple choice and marked by computers. These materials are based on the most current version of the official manual, which is the 2009 version. The slides and work files we provide in this course are exhaustive enough that you won't need to buy a copy. But if you want one, it is after all the definitive guide, then it's available from my website www.logicalmodel.net. But hey, let's get started. PRINCE is an acronym that stands for Projects in Controlled Environments, which is an accurate description of what it is. It's a control structure made up of people in defined roles who carry out processes described by detailed activity steps that lead to decision-making checkpoints based on a set of document templates. Just a small aside here, PRINCE2 and the Guide to the Project Management Body of Knowledge complement each other almost perfectly. PMBOK provides details of tools and techniques such as critical path analysis, team development, and earned value that are the day-to-day skills of planning and tracking. But PMBOK has little to say about the overall framework of managing projects, such as how to achieve approvals, or delegate work packages, or trigger interventions. PRINCE2 is all about delegation, escalation, and communication flows. To a large degree, PRINCE2 assumes the ability to create resource-level schedules and the knowledge of how to track a project's actual status in the ways that are required to complete its progress report templates. Our objective in this course is to pass one or both of the foundation and practitioner exams. The work required is about the same. We provide all the information needed to match the syllabus to the official manual. The official manual is in its 5th edition and was published in 2009. The current exams are the 2013 revision, and these materials explain the exam's structure, its content and question types, and how to approach taking the exam. We provide insight into question answering techniques, and we provide practice questions. Indeed, we provide all of the foundation and practitioner exams that are currently released as official authorized exam materials. Passing the exam takes a lot of effort because of the volume of information, but it's very easy in every other way. There's nothing complicated about PRINCE2. It's a qualification widely required to get past the initial round of filtering in job applications. With a choice of candidates, it's always those who have made the effort to achieve a globally recognized benchmark of their knowledge who get called for interviews. And for employers, it's also useful when responding to contract tenders. It's a great advantage to be able to reference that staff are independently verified as competent. These materials are highly focused on preparing for and passing the foundation and practitioner exam on your first attempt. They're suitable if you just want to pass the foundation exam. Foundation is a knowledge-only exam, while practitioner is based on the ability to apply that knowledge, and in the exam, application is by showing its usage for a scenario. The only difference in your work to pass both is the practice of practitioner questions. Upcoming chapters have downloadable workbooks that in total include the full set of official practice exams for both levels, but more on that later. If and when your interest is one of applying PRINCE to your organization and implementing and embedding PRINCE, then please feel free to contact us to discuss your needs. The skills that you need to pass the exam are not as great as those that you need in order to be able to embed it into an organization. As we go, we'll cover many ideas on how to get ready for the exams, such as preparing a study schedule. The approach to success that this course takes is iterative. We cover everything more than once. It's participative. You have to work on the downloaded study aids in the work files, and it's practice-oriented. I have provided many exam questions that you must practice if you're to have a realistic hope of passing the exam. Through the videos and work files, I have provided a very large amount of explanation and input on tools and techniques and structure. Practicing the exams is of course 100% you, but it's safe to make mistakes here. In fact, it's very useful even to make the mistakes. By reviewing exam questions and the correct answers, you'll come to learn how the questions are styled and what the correct answers are. It's a safe place to make mistakes before you get to the real exam. Explanation of what the different question types are, what the booking procedures are, and all the other factors are coming soon. The types of materials we have fall into three categories. There's the core messages, mostly based around the syllabus references, or in fact all based around the syllabus references, and many are extracts from the official manual in literal words. We'll talk about the conventions for quoting soon. This is the focus of what you need and how to apply it in order to pass the exams. Also included, as we'll see on the next page, are the reference materials, places to dwell and to read and to study. These are concentrated extracts from many places across the manual, distilled down to one presentation. They're too detailed to be able to see on screen and are provided as work files in future chapters. These highly concentrated study aids are absolutely unique to this course. You will need to study them offline, so download them as you go. The third element to the materials is the navigational elements that simply give us structure and effectively tick off the syllabus elements as we cover them, one after another. I said earlier that there's nothing complicated about PRINCE2, but that there is a lot of it. The approach I've taken to help you learn what you need to pass the exam is a layered approach with lots of reinforcement through repetition. I base all the procedural descriptions on this process model and reference the elements back to the official manual's numbering and the exam syllabus's numbering. I'll take you through the overview of these elements shortly and the details in the rest of our chapters together. This first view is complete in breadth. It shows all the processes and how they make up stages, as explained in the next video. But it lacks depth to describe the internal structure of the processes, their activities, as shown in this world map. To follow the interaction between activities, such as that between the project manager and team managers, or team members, in the delegation and execution of work, takes a great deal of explanation. And that's provided by these detailed, fully animated build-ups that explain the activities of and communication between role holders. To cover all 7 of the top-level processes and their internal activities takes about 19 of these detailed animated maps, which are provided in the rest of the course materials. With so much detailed, sequential and parallel process flow, it's vital to have a topical or thematic view. I've included 16 of these, all cross-referenced to the exam syllabus. They're highly detailed distillations, painstakingly extracted from across the official manual. These study aids are unique to this course and are all available amongst the various work files in the appropriate chapters for you to download. When you have downloaded them, they overcome the limitations of video resolution and provide opportunity for offline study. While a challenge to take in unaided, after we have been through them together, they are a definitive source for exam revision and subsequent PRINCE2 usage. All of the information about PRINCE2 that I've shared with you so far has consistently used a colour scheme that differentiates each process and stage in a PRINCE2 project. Everything we have covered together so far, and everything we will cover in the rest of the course materials, follows the same scheme. It's based on the concept of stages carried out by using defined processes. It's crucial to understand the concept of stage and to realise the differentiation from process. A PRINCE2 project starts with the starting up of project process that prepares us to answer the question, does the idea or opportunity or threat that might trigger a project look important enough to spend time and effort to properly understand it? The manual says that it's not a stage and that it's before a project starts. That it is not a stage is a distinction that's irrelevant in the real world, but now you know it, it has the potential to be the source of a few marks for you. The worth the cost of a closer look decision is made in activity authorised initiation, which is the first activity within the process of directing a project, or DP for short in the exam syllabus references. The DP process is described in Chapter 13 of the manual. In fact, the PRINCE2 processes are described in Chapters 12 through 18. Those chapters' sections 1, 2, 3 and 4 are the process's purpose, objectives, context, and then each of its activities. So authorized initiation, which is the first activity of the DP process, is manual reference 13.4.1 or DP1 for short. We will talk soon about what SU does, but for now note that it creates a detailed plan for the initiation stage. And we'll talk soon about what the initiation stage does, but for now note that it creates a forward-looking project plan, which is less detailed the further into the future we go, and it brings us up to the decision points DP2 and DP3. The initiation stage is conducted by following the activities of the initiating a project process and the managing stage boundaries process. Between them, they prepare the information to support the decisions at 13.4.2 and 3. 13.4.2 is called in full authorizing a project. There is more that we need to cover in order to understand what these DP and other processes and their activities are doing. But if the initiation stage's results are favourable, then the project is executed in one or more delivery stages, during which team members with specialist subject matter expertise carry out the technical work required to create the project's outputs under control of the managing product delivery process. Managing product delivery has 3 activities which interface or interact with the controlling a stage processes being used by the project manager. As we near the end of a stage, then the stage is either ended with managing stage boundaries, Chapter 17 activities, and that will happen for every stage that has another stage following it. But eventually we get to the last stage, and when we get to the last stage, then that stage closes by the preparing, planned or unplanned closure, and is authorized by the Authorize Project Closure process, DP5. Let's just summarize that again. Prince has 7 processes, of which the first is starting up a project, and it's freestanding on its own. All the other processes make up the content of stages, and a project always has at least 2 stages. Stages are management divisions of the project, the first of which creates the project plan and is the initiation stage, and all the subsequent ones are delivery stages. Every stage except the last stage closes with the managing a stage boundary process set of activities. The last stage closes with the closing a project activities. 2 things I should add before we move on. If the initiation stage is sufficiently demanding, then its work can be managed using the controlling a stage and managing product delivery processes. And second, don't worry about all of these initials. They will become familiar as we go.
After taking this course and using the practice exams and other workfile resources, you can have high confidence in your ability to pass the exam. It may take a while to gain the confidence, but never doubt it. This course plus your work ethic to study is everything you need. In total, you need to budget perhaps 50 hours to pass the 2 exams. It doesn't really take less effort to just take the foundation, as that's the one that's based on the recall of the facts, and it's internalising the facts that takes time. Download this chapter's work file. Look at its introduction to the work needed, particularly the milestone diary. Let's have a look. The work file for this chapter does not include all of the materials that are available in the work files in paid-for chapters, but it does contain quite a lot. Note that it's on the left-hand side here, that it's indexed, and as we step through, it gives a step-by-step guide to how to start. So everything you need to pass is in this document and the videos. Some preparation guidance. I'll leave you to download and read this material. What I particularly want to first of all bring our attention to is that there is in here a diary. If you send me an email, I'll send you some examples or suggestions as to how you might populate that diary. Also in here is a process matrix. So the PRINCE2 processes are listed down the left hand side here, and the work products. All of this will be explained as we go forwards, and you can use this to create a record of what is created where. But I'm going to thumb through the rest of this work file here to show you that first of all we have a textual summary of what Prince does in total. Short, replaces 300 and something pages of the manual. Then in the full materials we have 300 plus video screenshots. Then we have some product cross-references, of which in here is just a little. So here for the business case, for example, is the full life history of project mandate, project brief, project initiation document as it passes through all the processes. The full detail, although in the videos it will build up, of how starting up a project works. The cross-reference between the roles involved and the products. So there's a huge amount of detail in there, but as it says over here, most of it's paid content only. If this was the paid content version, then section 4 would give you the foundation exam papers, and 2 of them, and section 5 would give you the practitioner exam papers, again 2 of them. Let's go back to the video materials.
But I think it would be sensible if we did that in another chapter.